What's good, y'all? You already know what it is, baby. This is T Paris, aka the Young Marvin Gaye. This rap shit, most original, most creative, most in tune with the times, and I'm sort of like your inspiration. And this is P's Perspective, the recap. Let's not waste no time, though, man. Let's get right into it. Now, this topic's discussion this week was called the Revolution. Before we get started, let's give a rest in peace shout out to George Floyd. Now, for those wondering why I keep going back to, rest in peace, George Floyd, it's because that's where all this revolutionary energy came from, man. It was the police murdering George Floyd, man. So, I just want to reiterate that because I think that so much stuff is gonna happen, man, that in some way we kind of losing sight of what this whole revolutionary passion, stem from. So, this week our topic of discussion was the revolution. We had a couple questions, but we didn't really get a whole lot of feedback from the questions. We got a lot of feedback from the video itself and from everything that's going on. So we're going to get into that. I'll have a little, heart to heart. And I just got something I just want to share with y'all, man. But we got some good news too. Them the three other officers that was implicated in this situation, they all been indicted today too, man. And they raised that charge to second degree murder. So let's just push forward, man. Let's say thank you to the Most High. And just keep on with this passion, man. Keep on with the passion. Hopefully some change gonna come from it. Let's get into some of these comments, man. Our first comment came from Robert English. He said, after listening to your lament, my feelings are infernal. I do not buy what they tell me on television. As a black man who wants to know that they're being hunted. As a black man who wants to know that they're being hunted by the devil. Please don't misread my comments, my brother. It's only my perception of society that we live in, and I can relate to your passion. I appreciate your comment, man. Toast to the town. My next comment comes from Bentley Bizzle. He said, you tell it how it is, P. I appreciate that, man. Toast to the town, brother. The next comment coming from Alex Mendez. He said, I just hit that post with that like in the comment as always. If you read this, go do the same, man. We always want to say thank you to Alex Mendez, man. Always consistent, always showing love. That's my brother, man, 20 plus. Toast to the town, man. Microphone bully in here. You know that. The next comment comes from Shalevia Kopich. Everyone needs to hear that. You're such a blessing. I want to tell you thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your comment. Toast to the town. Our next comment comes from Trisha Hopkins. The easiest thing to do is nothing. Sometimes we got to step out our comfort zone. Appreciate your words. And I appreciate your support, man. Thank you for chiming in. Toast to the town. The next comment comes from Dickens Celestin. It's one of our followers that I just met. And, not in person. I met him through a group. And I want to tell him thank you, man, because we was going back and forth for a little while. He had a lot to share. And I really, really appreciate it coming from one of our elders. He went straight to the questions. Our first question was, what do you want to live for? The second question is, who had the authority to tell you what to die for? And the third question is, when it's all said and done, how do you want to be remembered? So for that first question, he said, family, a better future for my kids. That's what he's living for. He said, only I could decide what's worth dying for me. And his third question, he wants to be remembered as a good son, a husband, a father. And it's all about what he do for his family. And I want to tell you, I appreciate that, man. Blade sharp and blade. For all the young men paying attention, man, that's one to grow on. Toast to the town, brother. Peace. Our next comment comes from Garrett LeKench. He said, everything is beautiful. No more kumbaya. No more prayers. Obviously, someone forgot how many families have been torn apart by police murdering people and even caught on camera. Just got a slap on the wrist and found not guilty. Sorry, but not sorry. I appreciate that, man. Garrett is just saying, let's not forget our history, man. Let's not get caught up in all the love that they showing, police kneeling and all that. We got over 200, 300, 400, 500 years worth of brutality, man. A lot of victimizing going on here, man. Let's not forget it so early, y'all. My next comment comes from Dying Breed. He said, man, touching. Thanks for helping me to understand the choice of looting in the protests. It's a measure I wouldn't take, but who am I to tell someone how to vent generational frustration? Now, he went on to answer the questions. He said, what I'm living for is to learn how to create something tangible I could pass down to the generation after me. mainly because pain and dysfunction was most of what was handed to me. Slowly but surely, I'm changing that. His second question, who had the determination to tell you what you died for? The authority says only the universe knows. And the third question, what do you want to be remembered for? He said, I want to be remembered as a man, fallible and flawed, who learned from his mistakes and became a father. Became a better son, a sibling, a husband, and a father, a contributor to the family and to the community. He said, travel in peace, George Floyd. Dying breed, we appreciate you, man. Toast to the town. Our next comment comes from David Norris. He said, I feel that this is the first time all of America has agreed together on what take place with George. And what took place was absolutely wrong. These cops killed him for no reason. If all the cops are not charged with this crime, then America has a right to be very, very upset. This murder should have never happened. We appreciate that, Dave, man. Toast to the town. Peace. The next comment comes from Tim Grant. He said, this is what I think first and foremost. My sympathy goes out to the family. Second, to these officers. They deserve to be locked up. However, the people rioting, burning cities to the ground, you have done more damage to others, and hardworking Americans have made them victims as well. In my lifetime, I've seen people all over come together as a country with their heads high. And now, from everything that I've seen over these past several days, it seems like we're being divided, and it breaks my heart to see it. I will continue to pray for every person and hope that the country will unite once more. God bless. We appreciate your comment, man. Toast to the town, Tim. Our next comment comes from Hyatt. And Hyatt is responding to Tim. She said, the only problem that there's Muslims who were unjustly not included in the banding together. Historically, the banding together has been more often than not included us and them. There's always a group or groups on the outs. Banding together must include everyone, from everyone, and our heads need to be held high collectively. I appreciate that, man. Myself, too, I'm a Muslim. And I just want to point out, a lot of times when we start focusing on a lot of stuff that's going on, the Muslim population is always shunned, man. They always looked at as the people that's doing bad. I'm going to need y'all to do your history and do your research, man. Toast to the town. Assalamu alaikum, sister. Our next comment comes from Barry Dover. He said, I've read your comments. He said, this is how people should talk to each other, not screaming to the point of conversation is lost. Be good, be safe, and have a cold one. Barry, we appreciate that. And I just want to add on, that's right, man. We dialogue, we got to learn how to keep it clean, man. We're not always going to agree. Like I give you the disclaimer in the beginning, it's going to be touchy. But if we're going to build, we got to build with positive energy, man. And sometimes it's going to get, it's going to get a little bit passionate. But just try to, respect each other, because none of us are the police officer who killed George Floyd. Rest in peace to George Floyd. Our next comment comes from Oct2Gs. He said, thanks, T. About time somebody feel the way I feel. I've been saying that black on black crime sounds stupid. No other race says that but us. We doing this shit to ourselves, man. We want to blame everybody else. I appreciate that. And that's true, man. We got to educate ourselves, man. Sometimes the narratives that we be pushing, they be ignorant, man. They be ignorant. We got to go out there and do the research. Thank you for that comment, brother. Toast to the town. Our next comment comes from the real Carlo. He said, indeed, my brother, we have to call out these facts. Keep talking to him. Sugar Hill in the building, man. Toast to the town. Appreciate you. The next comment comes from my Princess Taylor P. She said, I like this topic. Great job. And Daddy appreciate it, baby girl. I love you. Toast to the town. My next comment comes from Super Miss B. She said, my second time watching. And this is what we need, this video, this voice in this moment. Thank you. No, thank you. I appreciate it, man. Everybody going back watching 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 times, man. You might not catch the message all in the first time, but the message is powerful. Thank you for that. Toast to the town. I got some shout outs, man. Some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Melly Scuggs, Potter, Ron Maybach, Bees Cakes of Detroit, Jasubi, Vladimir, Caddy Matt. I appreciate all of y'all. These are people who chimed in on YouTube, didn't necessarily have any, vocal comments, but they showed love, man, and they showed appreciation and support. So I just want to say thank you for that. Now, if we could just have a little dialogue for a minute, man. Like I said, this has been a real rough week. This is a real touchy topic. I've been reading a lot of stuff going on social media. The dialogue wasn't as intense as I thought it was, and I don't know, maybe it's because it was a little bit touchy and we were so divided, but I still think it's necessary that we carry on the conversation. I just want to point a couple things out. I want to say it was the Daily News, had printed a story about Rolex, and they stated that $2.4 million worth of Rolexes were stolen. And then Rolex, the spokesperson from Rolex stated it wasn't no watches stolen, man. Some glass broken, but they ain't have none of that stuff on the display floor. And so I share that to say, we got to be careful the narrative that the media is pushing, man. The media on some nonsense, B. They trying to stir up these race riots. They got us going crazy. Got us out here looking like all we doing is vandalizing. But we out here protesting, man. We out here in the uproar. We just trying to turn the city upside down, man. I'm going to say this on behalf of everybody that's out there going crazy, man. It ain't personal, man. It's not personal, man. This is to America. This is what you breed, man. This is what you breed when you pushing all this racism out. Pay attention to the stuff that you got on the television, the radio, the newspaper, man. Y'all telling false stories, man. It's y'all fault. And that's why we turning the city upside down on its head, man. Not apologizing for that. Something else I want to point out, man. Yesterday people was protesting in Dykeman. There was a video that had got promoted on World Star where some people was telling, the people that are considered black, they not allowed up there, man. Ran some young boys up out of there. Wasn't really feeling that, man. Not feeling that at all. And the reason why is because a lot of our Latin, community, they identify with being black. Whenever it's cool, you know what I'm saying? Look at the beards, the braids, the hip-hop music, the way they dress. And then when something like this happens, a lot of y'all feel like you're not black. Again, educate yourselves, man. We all people of color. We all in this together. But, something a little bit more disheartening than even the situation that happened is this. Police come through all our communities and they racial profiling all of us. What y'all did to them young black men was racial profiling, man. To my knowledge, they came up there to, to get some marijuana. And we watched this live, with Queen's Flip. Shout out to Queen's Flip. One of the brothers said he been, doing this thing for a long time. And so they coming out there to support y'all. And then y'all ran them out the community. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was foul. I do have to add on that, some people from Brooklyn, Harlem, they went up there. They patched that up, you know what I'm saying? So we not beefing about that no more. Let's push that narrative that they went up there and we patched that up. However, we got to focus on accountability, man. We got to focus on accountability because a lot of people that are Latino, you know what I'm saying, they felt the way about it. But there's a lot of y'all who was like feeding that smoke, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was into that, and that's not cool, B. That's not cool at all. When they murdered Junior, we all banded together, man. We all came together. And even though that was a young boy, I want y'all to know that George Floyd is somebody's son, too. He's somebody's child, too. Age don't mean nothing, man. A life is a life. But we all came together for Junior. And so I want to see us all come together for for George Floyd. My bad, apologize. For George Floyd, man. All of us. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be, I'm Latin, I'm black, I'm Haitian, I'm Jamaican, we all black, we all people of color. Let's get that through our head, man. We all people of color, man. We all in this together. And I think that whole thing right there just kind of got us away from what this whole thing started from anyway. It's about the murder of George Floyd, man. Let's get back to what this originally started from. All right? Another thing I want to point out, man. A lot of people saying that a lot of these black-owned businesses, mom and pop joints, they getting tore down. I want to be very clear. I'm not in support of that. I'm not in support of tearing down these mom and pop joints, B. Those is created by us. But let me say this. I think it's unfortunate for us to be selective at what we upset about, man. A lot of us, or a lot of y'all, running around scamming, robbing, stealing. And I'm not saying this to throw it in your face, but I'm like, it's not fair to go in these stores and take advantage of them, you know, with the credit cards, but then get mad when people running in there and they snatching the merchandise, man. Again, this merchandise could be replaced. A life can't be replaced, though, man. Let's stop putting so much emphasis on material and start to put the emphasis on a life, man. All of us are somebody's kids. You know, one more thing that I just want to point out, you know what I'm saying, to everybody, is that I'm happy to see this energy like this, man. It's unfortunate that it happened because somebody died, but it's a lot of conversation going on. You know, you seen the people go up there and address the people in Dykeman. You know, that was peaceful. So we showing America that it's not us. It's not us. You know what I'm saying? It's the police. And I'm going to go ahead and say this too. I ain't really with all the police coming in our community kneeling. That don't mean nothing to me. I ain't really feeling that. Because they need to be accountable, man. They need to change these laws about police coming in our community holding their handguns. They need to change the laws about tear gassing and macing us and all that. It don't mean nothing you get on your knee with the community because you still going back to that blue shield. And one more thing I want to add about accountability, and it's just something to ponder about. I got a twin brother. If I ran down on a young boy and smacked the shit out of him, smacked fire out of him, and then his family and his friends was like, yo, when we see TP, it's lit. It's on sight. And then my twin brother went to their house and knocked on the door and was like, yo, listen, on behalf of my brother, I want to apologize. Would y'all let it ride? Keep it a buck. Would you let it ride? And that's all I'm saying, man. All that kneeling don't mean nothing, man. Because we can't get this man's life back. Y'all want to leave y'all with some words that I want you to look up. I'm not even going to tell you what it means. But I want y'all to look up the word slave hunters. And I want you to look up the term patty rollers. This T Paris, man. Peace, perspective. Appreciate y'all, man. Please hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Anybody who got a topic of discussion you want to send is tparismusicgroup1@gmail.com. And we appreciate everybody, man. Toast to the town. Rest in peace, George Floyd.